Hey guys, welcome back to Tank Top Talks.
Just take it
with
away.
Matt Braunger.
Just take it away, man.
I'm here with my guest today, Matt Braunger. Matt, what's up?
Well, Mike, I started this podcast because podcasts are ridiculous, but so are tank tops.
Yeah, that's right.
But they feel good.
Yeah.
And the reason why they feel good is because they're ridiculous.
And you feel good and you look good.
Mm-hmm. Well,
join us next week when we have...
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
I'll be back.
This is great. Yeah. It's funny. I was like literally stuttering. You threw me so bad. I'm like, and 5, 4, go. Oh, you're going to talk?
Yeah. I love it, dude. You got to switch up the format every now and then.
It's great. I'm already thrown because I bought this fucking tank top and it's too tight. It said it was a large. God damn it, Bend.
What is
Bend Brewing Company? Bend, Oregon.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So it's just this fucking shirt I got that actually, no, it wasn't Bend Brewing Company. I was looking all over for a tank top in Bend. So I had all this time there. And it was like some fucking store that sold Bend shit. And I never would have thought of going like, let me try this shit on. Let me go try on a fucking tank top like a weirdo.
You don't think about the size of a tank top.
I need to now.
Yeah.
Because of you.
Yeah, dude.
Stupid store. What about yours? What's up with your tank?
This is a game-worn basketball jersey.
Nice.
From my alma mater, Fairfield University in Fairfield, Connecticut.
You played college basketball?
I watched college basketball.
You watch?
Yes.
Oh, game worn.
Game worn.
Okay. So you just got it from a
Not
player.
by me. He took it off and he gave it to me. Like a little kid.
Like the old ad with Mean Joe Green?
Yeah, dude. Like Bret the Hitman Hart. You ever watch wrestling? Takes off his jersey, gives it to me.
That's
right.
But
I'm not 8. I'm like 21.
Sure.
And it's so wet.
But I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. It's a super fan.
Yeah.
You know? Is that what I'm smelling right now?
That is what you're smelling. Game worn, never washed one time as a sense of pride. It has luck in it. Maybe.
There you go.
He's like real estate agent now.
Fairfield, Connecticut. Is that near Norwalk at all?
Connecticut's all near.
It's pretty near.
Connecticut's a town outside of New York.
Because that's my college girlfriend grew up in Norwalk.
I lived in Norwalk for a little while.
You did? That's
exit 14.
Cool little town. Yeah. Are you from Connecticut?
I'm from Connecticut.
Nice.
I'm like the most Connecticut. Everyone, dude, I think it started with like Joe Rogan, that whole sphere. Really shit on Connecticut.
Sure.
Because we didn't have much in the way of like comedy. There was like a hotel they did it in for a little while. And there was comics in one of the casinos. But now we have like a New York Comedy Club in Stamford, and Don't Tells are there.
Yeah.
And Fairfield Comedy Club.
Well, and Connecticut, I will say, gets inordinately shit on by
all
the East
time.
Coast. And like some of it's deserved where like Greenwich, the extreme rich
like
white
Disney
people,
World
I get it. They don't help it with their, the sweater draped over the shoulders and everything, and the girlfriend named Muffy.
Yeah.
But the stereotype. Yeah. But it's like
the Stepford Wives.
I know like I went to college with black friends who grew up in parts of Connecticut.
Yeah, we have blacks.
Shitty. Real blacks. I mean, poor ones.
We have real blacks. Like, the thing that everybody, and
but
even
my
I
point
forget
that's not
this.
the stereotype.
It's yes.
Yeah.
Every time I say I'm from Connecticut, people are like, oh.
Yeah.
And people forget, and I forget because I did not grow up in the rich part.
Okay.
That we have everyone, and everyone's right next to each other. It's literally like in the town where I was born, Stamford, Connecticut. It's like block to block communities. Wow. You don't really know what you're gonna get. There's like ultra rich people, there's ultra poor people, and we're all kind of like right next to each other.
I have a theory that I was thinking about this morning that stereotyped cities are kind of the best, where people who have never been there are like, oh, I know what that is, and they don't.
Yeah.
Like the biggest example from you would be LA.
Yeah.
I go anywhere and say, my wife and I we took a Disney cruise with my kid and my parents, and everybody is not from LA.
Yeah.
And people are like, so where are you from? LA. And they're like, oh, They don't know how to react because
what do they think?
I think Fox News has told them it's on fire and we're constantly rioting.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And we want to turn your kids trans and all that stuff. They're getting fed.
Yeah.
But also
that's only half true.
I think not all,
because we don't riot every week.
Just the ugly dudes.
Yes, that's right, dude. No. Make the dudes hot. That's what the t-shirt underneath this says.
Make those dudes hot. And it's like, I don't want to make them trans. I want to make them metro. I want to dress them better. That's all.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking husky jeans.
Yeah,
but it's also people have stereotypes about Connecticut that way, have stereotypes about New York that way, have stereotypes about smaller towns like
Bend, Oregon.
Bend, Oregon. Yeah, people think it's just white people. No, it's pretty white. It's pretty white.
Bend is actually white. No. I've only driven through Bend on the way to Portland.
Okay, I grew up going there to ski when I was a kid, and it was a kind of little ski bum town, and now it's a place where everyone moves to buy a house and be away from people of color.
Yeah, dude.
No, it's actually
some towns are like that.
It's an awesome town. It's an awesome town, and it does have some multiculturalism, and because it is like a place where people are enjoying their lives. Yeah. There is art. There is theater.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it's a cool town.
Man, the dream of buying a house is something that I've completely let go of.
Let go of?
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
I
sold a show and there's no way I'll get a house. Maybe like a plot of land somewhere where a house could be.
Sure.
I might be able to like put down a down payment on it and then just hope that the bank forgets about me. That's as far as I've got.
Isn't it wild?
A tent on a plot of land that might be a house.
It's wild that there's still people that are like, I don't know why people don't work harder.
Yeah.
There's still boomers that are holding onto that chestnut.
Yeah.
When it's like, hey, Grandpa, have you heard of BlackRock? Have you heard of these companies that have utterly ass-fucked the country in terms of home ownership?
Yeah, dude.
They did a thing in Palm Springs where they like made it a law that you couldn't own more than something ridiculous, like 3 Airbnbs you don't live in.
Sure.
Something like that many. And I'm like, well, this won't provoke. And it when it passed, like hundreds of homes went on sale.
Really?
I was like, what?
Damn.
This many houses were being sat on.
Yeah.
But
it's, that's how rich people stay rich.
Yeah.
And that's why there's just certain classes of people that were like, we got to keep them there or everything falls apart.
Yeah. Well, it just became easier to streamline all of it.
The rich people know, I'm convinced they go to different colleges to learn how to fuck poor people.
They don't look at it that way, but sure.
They major in that and then they masquerade as like, I am a finance guy.
Yeah.
Something like that. They have a normal presenting job, but they went to school to learn how to fuck poor people.
Did you go to you went to school in Connecticut? You had to go to school.
Yes, they had those classes, and I elected to take like art or something.
Oh
gay.
no, that's what I'm saying. Everybody I knew who came from like dynastic wealth. Like you'd meet them,
dude,
and they look like
please start
bums.
another podcast called Dynastic Wealth.
We should start one together.
I don't know anything about it, but I'm
just
in.
Make up shit. Just say we're from. I'm from Oregon. I'll say I'm from a lumber family empire.
Yeah, smart.
Okay, you're from Connecticut. You're from a pizza empire.
Yes, kind of racist, but yes.
Your real last name is New Haven.
Mikey New Haven is. Definitely.
I didn't even think about you being Italian. I think of Connecticut and I think of best fucking pizza.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so good.
And our first episode could be how to fuck poor people. We got porn stars.
We're just savage about it.
Yeah, we're like, we don't hide it. Because everybody with ChatGPT and like podcasts about everything and YouTube tutorials about everything, it's like literally you don't have to go to college anymore because it's all out there. Well, so why wouldn't the
every
class
episode
about
we have
fucking
to offer like a false job?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you're screaming about how like you want a white garden or something like that. Just something so insane.
Yeah,
like that's your big problem.
Yeah,
that's your beef.
Dude, this is a good podcast.
Dude, can I tell you? I was thinking about walking up here. First off, for those who are don't know who Mike is, very, very funny comedian. He was one of the first YouTubers. Is that right? 2006.
Isn't that a wild thing to say?
That's crazy.
I kept that down here for a long time because it was kind of shameful.
Is it? Should you want me
Now
to say it?
dude. No. It's fine. It just for so long.
I had
it
one
was
of the
like-
first podcasts like 100 years ago.
Dude, that's cool as fuck.
Matt's Radio. We just put it on. We had it on internet radio, and then a friend of ours started chopping them into podcasts.
Yeah.
And then like other people figured it out better than us, and
Yeah, that's always what happens. That's what
course.
happened with me and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But I was on it when it first started, and then it was like, weird kids put videos online.
Yeah.
And now it's like you need to, or else you die. And no one knows who you are.
It's this thing.
You'll never be able to
stay
fuck poor
afloat.
people if you don't have videos.
But
on the internet.
We're all trying to get to the point where we fuck pores. You are though one of those people who like your level of joy. I was thinking about this is the thought I was going to share is that like walking up, I was like, I think if we turned the corner and the Matrix collapsed and we had this apocalyptic thing and there's zombies in the streets and people are screaming and cannibalizing, I'd find you and you'd just be laughing about something.
Yes,
you would
that's
find
correct.
something to laugh about.
That's
not
correct.
at the situation, but just like, yeah, but I'm the whole thing of like of how do you keep your joy?
I feel
just
like, don't these
you need
zombies
to talk
walk
to
weird?
Mike Falzone. He knows how.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
What is your angle? What's your secret?
I've had a lot of close brushes with death. So I've
For real?
almost died so many times. And so now I'm just kind of like still here. And that's funny.
So many brushes with death?
So many, too many.
What's going on?
Just not good. I don't live a good life. No. I just have like weird health stuff has happened,
Okay.
and I've had I had an operation, and this is a while ago. This is going back like 13, 14 years. I had an operation, then things got wonky and I got like sepsis, and apparently while I was under, they came out of the surgery room and they were talking to my parents and they were like, I don't know if he's going to make it. And they don't tell me this until like months later. And that's happened like a couple times. I just have like, I have shitty kidneys now and whatever. It just helps you put stuff in perspective. And I've also like, I started YouTube and then it turned into like a job. And so there's never been a point where, and I went to Fairfield University where everyone's like training for like real life job.
Yeah.
And I get to do this art stuff, but it was always under the guise of like, it could all go away tomorrow. So just kind of like be thankful for it and do the best possible job. Cause I've also had a lot of office jobs and I could be there again in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I'm not better than any of that.
Yeah.
So every day I'm still a comedian. I'm kind of just happy that is happening.
Yeah.
And the apocalypse comes around, I'm still going to be a comedian.
I love that perspective because so many people adopt the thing of the content mantle, but it's just like, well, it's fucking work, man. So
Yeah.
it is, but also if it I don't want to say if it looks like work, it doesn't come across well, but what we do is very silly.
Yeah, dude, it's work. Of course it's work, but you're like competing to have the most fun job. Like if you don't want to compete and you don't, competing's not right. Cause I'm not like in competition with anybody.
If you were really competing, you would be doing way more hateful shit.
Yeah.
The shit about fucking pores.
Yeah.
We're full on joking about. You would be
click for the tutorial.
Click for likes and subscribe. You know who's against us, right? Not those fucking
no.
Yeah. But I'm saying that's what gets because it's someone drew the corollary recently that kind of blew my mind about like the news was the first one that was always like, this pill at your house could kill you.
Yeah.
After these messages. What pill?
Yeah.
So it makes you watch.
Yeah.
So the way they get you for all content is like shit that makes you scared or makes you stressed.
Yeah, it's good.
Or
Proven.
on a lower level, comedy that makes you hate something else.
Yeah,
dude. Or someone different than you.
Dude, I have this show. I haven't talked about this on a podcast yet, so this is going to be
Sweet.
fun. I have this show called Surrounded.
Yeah.
which you've
I
done
was going to bring it
before.
up. It's incredible. Go on.
And it's a crowd work show. We've done it since before the pandemic. It started at the Hollywood Improv. It got to the point where we licensed it to Meta, and they did 2 seasons of it in VR. So you can go in VR, you could be a part of it. And we still do it pretty much monthly. It's toured all over the country. It's toured in Canada, internationally touring show.
Yeah.
And now there's a new show called Surrounded. Have you seen this?
No.
Have you seen clips of this?
Uh-uh.
They put somebody with a very like
Oh no, that's isn't that like Jubilee?
yes.
But maybe
Yes.
that's the network. But did they still call it Surrounded?
They call it Surrounded.
and it's someone who and people's political views around what's his. I'm gonna fuck up his name, but that guy who held his own against those like super fashy types.
Yeah. They have somebody with like some kind of divisive viewpoint in the middle of a circle, and then people rush to like argue
one by one.
and it's just a fucking trash hate factory.
It's bad.
Meanwhile, for like 8 years, I've been doing this show that's like literally getting to know people and like making connections based on like joy.
Yeah.
And then they took the name and which like if I had any money whatsoever, I would absolutely, because I own the copyright to everything.
Oh yeah.
But it's like we're living at a point now where people don't even Google if something like that exists already.
Yeah.
They just start it because they're like, I have this idea that will breed in social media interaction.
Sure.
And so that has to be the right idea, regardless if anyone has anything remotely like it.
And I think it's also the whole, not even ask for forgiveness rather than permission. It's like, don't give a fuck about it's the move fast, break stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why no one said to these tech dudes when they said move fast, break stuff. Yeah, but why?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Also such a nerdy tech thing. That move fast, we'll break stuff.
Ugh.
That's so cool.
That's cool. And an actual like cool jock that plays football is like, no, dude.
How about move fast, get
How
laid,
about move
loser?
fast, win, nerd. Just fucking win.
How about move fast,
I don't
go
need to
outside,
break
get
the dude's
puss?
leg. Shit, you weird mean
No,
asshole.
dude. Fuck pores, break stuff. That's their shit. I hate it.
No, and
They have all these Airbnbs and fucking trash.
Yeah, I became aware of it from the Charlie Kirk bullshit he was doing, where like debating against college kids and losing.
Yeah.
But like when that dude's name miss me again, and he's fucking gladiatoring with these guys and winning against all of them, but also I have to listen to them just unapologetically be like, yeah, I want everyone who's not white out of this country, and I'm just like
The college kids?
no, the one
the fascist
Jubilee
guy.
one,
Yeah,
the fascist guys. I'm just like barf,
Yeah.
barf.
And then if you watch mine, you get fun stories from people's lives.
I've done Surrounded, I think twice, and both times it's so fun. I was talking about like I had a toss off about being bisexual or something, and I'm not bisexual, but just but I kind of
get him out.
I'm not. I swear. What? I love pussy.
That's so convincing, dude.
I used to do this fucking stupid character about like the edgy sex comic who has no self confidence on stage. So like, fucking guy, I like fucking. I love tits.
It's very good, dude. That
Thanks.
guy on Joe
It's
Rogan.
fun. It makes me laugh more than an audience does.
Yeah, smoking
But-
like weed, but he's never done that before.
Never done
either.
it.
Well,
It's
Joe,
big. It's
when I
putting in
first
more
got
in his
started-
hole. Why do I like pussy so much? Pussy. It's a weird word.
freaking out. They're gonna know.
The
They're
anxiety
gonna what?
attack.
You said that out loud. They're gonna
Fuck,
fucking
you
know.
guys actually, are you here? Can I have a hug? I didn't fucking say that.
Can I touch one of you
I
guys?
didn't say I want a hug. But and this guy in the front row who's like looked like a nerdy little dude. I just said the word bisexual, and he went, "Yeah."
Hell yeah.
And I went, "Are you bisexual?" And he's like, "Uh-huh." And he's by himself.
Most of my audience is.
Oh, really?
I got a lot of they thems in my crew.
That's cool.
And I think about this all the time because I never like put out anything. I'm just myself all the time.
Yeah.
And I think like gay people and nerds see me and are like, that guy's safe. That guy's never punched one of us for being us.
You know who texted me out of nowhere and was like, "Have you seen Mike Falzone?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's my buddy." And he's like, "He's so funny."
He's on Jubilee talking about the pores.
that sweet fashy. No, it's guest of the pod, Dave Holmes.
Oh, Dave Holmes,
ex-VJ, Esquire writer.
Hell
comedian,
yeah, dude.
Host.
I don't think we've ever met each other, but
Yeah.
he followed me on something a while ago, and I was like, fucking VJ Dave Holmes.
I think he just liked your vibe, man. I
That's
think he was
cool as shit.
And it was just he doesn't text me about anybody.
That was the thing.
He's not. Yeah, you're the one comic.
That's so funny.
known
dude.
him for like 15 years.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he's one of my best friends.
I love that. Tell him I said hi.
But it's like, yeah, you send out this, like, you're funny, but you also have this very, very welcoming vibe.
That's nice.
I think that probably, I mean, it's funny that I have a theory that, I like when just you see trans folks in the wild, because that means
love seeing trans folks out and about.
just out and about, because it means everybody's safe and comfortable.
Yeah, dude.
Because they are
if you see a trans person like picking out fruit,
Yep.
and they're not like,
Yeah.
That's
Working
good.
at the grocery store.
yeah,
Like, yeah. This
Yeah.
grocery store rips. This
hating
place
their
is
job
great.
like everybody else
Hating
there.
full on.
Hate your job, not people who are different than you. That's
Yeah.
what I say.
There-
fuck pores.
There's-
This one on?
I don't care who you are, but you better have fucking money. Do you understand? You understand?
Dude, be whoever you want. As
Our-
long as you're making
Our great
fucking-
grandparents worked fucking hard for us.
the trans people that
So
founded
I don't
this
have
country.
to.
Thank you.
Thank
dude.
you.
Thank you for saying that.
You know what I mean? And we partner with Big Trans. There's a lot
That's
of money
right.
in there.
That's our sponsor, Big Trans.
Big Trans. Probably didn't know that was a trans man right there.
Dude, autistic
That's
people
not me.
love trans.
Autistic folks.
Can we have a conversation about crowd work real quick and
Yeah.
being welcoming?
Let's do it.
I hear all these people, and I kept my mouth shut for a long time because
Okay.
I'm not a very I'm confrontational as fuck because I'm very Italian.
Sure.
But
I'm glad you
also-
said it because I didn't want to come off as a bigot.
Yeah, I'm
but
very
like, yeah,
made
you
of
people
pizza.
are. You guys won't shut up.
That's true. That's 100% true. And we cry about everything. But there's all these people. It's like very in vogue to shit on crowd work. And I understand why people do it, especially old school people.
Mhm.
And they're like, Mark Maron said something on Bad Friends recently where he was like, if you're just putting out, like doing stand up for clips on the internet, you're just like a bitch to the algorithm. And I love Mark Maron, especially like the shit he's been on recently. And I told him that at the store the other night. I'm like, dude, you're killing it.
Yeah.
And I didn't take any offense to that, but I was also like, there are some things kind of intergenerationally as far as like the class you come up in comedy where you're like, we do have to do different things than somebody like Mark Maron did. And that's somebody, he's like the podfather, he started all that shit. I'm sure there were comedians who were mad at him for starting podcasts or whatever, but we need to put out clips because there's not like 30 famous people anymore.
Sure.
It's like everyone is famous and you could do it and not be on the back of some, like, you don't have to get a job to be famous. You can like make your own way and sell your own tickets and all this stuff. And there are things that we have to do to present ourselves to the internet, make sure the internet doesn't forget about us.
Yeah.
And like wade around in the sea of gray matter and hope that the cream rises to the top and kind of work nonstop to ensure that happens. Cause we can't all like have a late night spot and then be good or have like a Comedy Central presents and then be good.
Yeah. And I feel like I have a unique perspective on this because, Maron has whatever hour he puts out, there are 3 networks bidding for it.
Yeah.
Because of his podcast and because of his career and because he's a fucking hilarious guy and he is a friend of mine and he's had me on the pod and he's always, but I've argued with him in situations. And I think the whole crowd work blanket statement he was saying was kind of out of touch, but it's like, we're dancing for the algorithm because we don't really have a lot of other choices, generally speaking.
Yeah.
And I've done both. I've put out the crowd work clips alone to not burn material. And then one year I shot a whole hour and clipped that fucker out and went, let me try this now. And my thing, like your thing, is let me try this. And when it doesn't work out, let me not fucking be bitter and angry and shit. And I'm not saying he is because fuck, did he nail so many things exactly
all the time,
to the wall.
Constantly.
And it's funny. I was talking with Max before as I came in this past weekend. I got to do sets on Matt Rife's show.
Fun.
So I did it that's why I was in Bend. And I got to play Climate Pledge Arena, and the stadium just waiting for me in the dressing room was a Seahawks jersey with my name on the back.
That's so cool.
And I played almost 2 weeks of football, so I'm good.
For the Seahawks.
For the no, JV fucking high school. It was shit.
Yeah.
But it's like that was our football team growing up in Portland, and I had them fucking blast Even Flow by Pearl Jam as I ran up in the round.
Dude.
And I did like maybe 15 minutes, but it was this thing of like, and I'm watching Rife, and it's like, Rife I've known for years. There's a lot of stuff he talks about. I'm like, dude, what the, I have my problems with it.
I don't fully agree with any friend I have.
Friend. But it's like, we're not tight, but it's like the guy is a nice guy, but I'm just using him as an example for crowd work. Miriam was like, he doesn't have an act. Like, that's not true. I've seen his hour. He just doesn't burn it.
Yeah.
But he's one of those guys who has the freedom to go out there for an hour and however long he wants, because they'll listen to anything he says and just do crowd work. And he's good at it. But like, last thing I'll say, like, there are comedians who only do crowd work that are fucking Rick Ingram is a
Ian
genius.
Rick Ingram,
genius.
Dude, love Rick, love Ian.
These guys don't need material. They don't need an act.
Yeah.
I fucking hate following Rick Ingram.
Yeah.
I hate it because everyone expects me to be a wizard like he is.
Yeah.
And, it drives me crazy that when they talk about crowd work, they talk about Rife. They don't talk about Ingram.
Yeah, of course. They'll talk about whoever the new hot easy target is.
Yeah.
And I like Matt a lot. I think he's a good kid. Also, you talk about him having an hour and not burning it. He doesn't have the luxury of like, as exposed as he is, putting out all of his jokes, because he hasn't been doing stand-up for 20 years.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like 4 hours under his belt.
Yeah. Well, he's also that level. I was making fun of him. I was like, yeah, you're like Taylor Swift now, dude.
Yeah.
You got to have a whole new shtick.
You got to fuck a football
next time
player.
you play an arena.
Yeah.
And I was like, Taylor Swift's like, 1 year she's Catwoman. Next year she's wearing a cardigan and she's in the National, and he's fucking dying laughing, but I can see him kind of wince.
Yeah.
Like,
shit.
You're up there now.
Yeah.
And I know other acts. I'm friends with other acts that are like playing arenas and shit. And it is this thing of like, once you do that hour, you're like, you better not do a second from that hour next time you come back.
Dude.
Because I'll play a place twice in 8 months, and there'll be a couple in there. Like maybe I'll move the closer to the opener or whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
Or I'll forget.
Adding tags. That's a new hour.
Yeah.
That's what my new hour was called.
Like, I'm not
adding tags to my last hour.
Just adding tags.
Yeah.
New buttons. New buttons, same shirt.
Mike Falzone. Yeah, dude. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Welcome back to new buttons.
New buttons.
Shirt.
Tattered.
I love
shitty
that.
Shirt.
I love that. But like you were saying before, with the whole like, it's okay to shit on crowd work if that isn't what you like. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's what people do. People shit on things they don't like all the time. But people, like you were saying, lump all crowd work together.
Yeah.
And there is shitty crowd work. And there's also like, that's why when people talk about like me and my style, I'm so happy when people call it like welcoming. Yeah. And it's like, I really try to listen to people. I've seen years of clips of people who are like, what color is your shirt? Your shirt is gay. And that's it. And it gets a big laugh, got a big laugh in here. And I love that as well. I'm always going to laugh at that, but it's like shallow and like maybe a trick that you have.
And I'm just laughing because I'm laughing at the character you just
also
did.
You've seen it before, 100%.
Of course.
Gay
but as a pejorative.
It's like there is a wealth of, everyone has a story. It's like when somebody goes up at the end of Surrounded and there's 68 people in the crowd and they're like, all the crowd work has been done. 5 people have been up here. Yeah. I'm like, dog, to think that everyone knows everything about 68 people is insane.
Yeah.
And being able to like, even if it's not funny right off the bat,
right?
You look in someone's eyes and you make a connection and like you listen. Like whenever people are nervous about doing Surrounded, I'm always like, all you have to do is listen. Yeah. You're a funny person. That's why I have you on the show. you're funny on the phone, you're funny in the green room. All you have to do is like listen and respond and not think about like, here's the punchline I'm going to say as soon as possible.
And people want to know your thoughts.
Yeah.
So I will go when I've done it and I'll go, what's the first thing I'm thinking of? And go, do you guys ever, and like have this feeling or this thought?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll see whose eyes light up and I go, you know, talk to me, man.
Yeah.
Or, you know, whoever.
Yeah.
And because rather than go, you're sure, because when I've tried to do actual crowd work, to do the get to know someone thing, I'm always too nice. I never want to shit on anyone because there's still a human being in front of me.
Why would you?
I'm sensitive and I have done back in the day Kill Tony, but I sucked because I was just nice.
Yeah.
That's not what the audience wants.
Yeah.
It sucks for that show. They want you to shit on that person who's fucking shaking, about to have an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Where I'll give them constructive, you you had this one bit and you threw it away, and I cared about that more than anything else you said.
And then an arena full of people's like,
no, but I didn't do it in an arena. That would have been like,
you did it in the belly.
So bad. Yes,
right.
exactly.
Yeah. But that shows who you are and like your personality. And another thing Marin said is like, if you go up there and all you do is crowd work, it's like, who are you? And I totally understand what he's saying because you show people how you see the world through your art.
Right.
And if your art is like writing tight as fuck jokes, which is an absolutely beautiful, admirable puzzle to put together at all times.
Yeah.
Like it's why we're all in this. Like we all respect the art form so much.
Right.
But to say that you can't see the type of person I am or you are by the way they do crowd work in their specific way is just not accurate.
Sure.
Like I could tell you more about how I feel politically, how I feel about, different types of people, how I feel about life in general through casual conversation. I'm just better at that than I am at like giving you the full spectrum of who I am in a clear way through my act.
Yeah, and anytime I actually avidly try to say something that's a large scale perspective politically, I start getting like mad, and the audience starts going like, you know. So it's like I have to make it a funny thing. Like I was so proud of just sneaking this one in when I did like Climate Pledge. Where I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna do like my trans joke. Because, Marin was talking about like everyone doing trans jokes, but they're all angry at trans
punching
people.
Down.
And I had one that was gifted to me by the Lord, by life, in Tacoma, Washington. True story.
By God, who is a man, by the way, white guy.
That's right. He lives in Ohio. No, he lives in Tacoma, where I was given this by Trans God.
Trans God gave me this joke.
Jesus gave me this. So I got on stage and went, I said I like Tacoma because I see trans people out in the wild.
Yeah.
And there were trans people in the audience. And I said, this just happened. I had a trans Uber driver pick me up, overshot the venue by 3 blocks, did a bad U-turn against traffic and scraped both rims on the curb. Fuck, that's a woman. And it
real good.
He rushed.
Yeah.
Because it's sexist and pro-trans, and I did that in the stadium in the arena, and like the cheers, like and laughter somehow beat the boos.
Yeah, nice.
But the boos were also reactive of, hey, no, I have to
for sure
everything I believe in.
But that's
but it was
good
like,
art.
Yeah, and I play it up and I laugh and say you don't know how to react to that, and I say that's a perfect joke, and I do the home run motion.
Yeah,
like I'm so proud of myself.
That's what you do after
but
a joke like that.
Then I shift to bringing us. I have a bit about like I want us to laugh about. I want us to laugh with each other more than we're laughing at each other right now, kind of thing. So it's like you're like me, where I'm just like I'm not going to do. I think of Doug Stanhope, how he used to go and play like Southern states and get on the radio in like the 90s and be like, hey, listen, I don't know how you feel, but I love this country. And, if you like what President Bush is doing, because I love it and I support the troops. I don't know, man, just come see me. And he would sell out and get on stage and be like, you fucking morons. I'm like, oh, shit.
He's eating
I
cigarettes.
admire his balls.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, I could never. And I'm not going to kiss ass and pretend to be something I'm not.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I gotta find a fucking way to connect.
Yeah, and do
You
it
know?
in your own. That's all any of us are trying to do in this job. It's like being able to show the largest amount of people exactly who you are in a creative way.
Yeah.
It's just like the coolest. No wonder there's so much. It's so hard to put out content. And
It's so hard.
It's so much of a job. It's like you're putting your whole self.
Well, and every
time.
post has got to be like, it's looked at as a platform. Do you really believe this? God bless Marin for just stating his opinion. I'm going to differ with him on certain things, but almost like, fucking thanks for putting it out there and saying the thing that a lot of people have been too scared to say because you have that power.
Yeah.
When I express any kind of opinion, people are like, thanks for using your platform. I'm like, what fucking platform?
What platform?
Talking about?
There's 32,000 people.
As of now, I have no paid Patreon subscribers.
That's only
not
a matter
one.
of time.
But, maybe when this comes out,
wait
I'll have
until
a couple.
New Buttons comes out, dude.
Oh, dude, I got. Can I tell you the brutal one I got?
Please.
You have a paid Substack subscriber, paid for a year. What? Awesome, Dad.
No, that's kind of sweet.
It's so sweet.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't
so
even know
sweet.
You could do a paid thing,
But
I'm not on Substack.
I have an option
Sure.
because I, put out essays and I put my podcast on there. So
Yeah.
it's like you can support it on there or Patreon.
You gonna write a
Either
book
one.
at some point?
What's that?
You gonna write a book at some point?
It's going to be like a manifesto, like the Unabomber. I'm just going to go all out.
Smart.
You know what I mean?
So
I'm like,
smart,
I'm
dude.
like you. Underneath, I'm so mad at the pores.
That's right, dude.
and I just,
That's right, dude. Start writing.
I miss putting my little essays up on MySpace.
Yeah,
And so now this is my little version.
they were fun, dude, and there's an audience for that.
Yeah. And
There's dude with as big as like reading TikTok is, and there's a cute Instagram name for it too, but like book influencers.
yeah.
It's like I'm so happy that people are still nerdy about books. They're never going to
dude.
go away.
My angle is rather than get depressed about what is like, it was like 17% of Americans read books now, they said, or something like that regularly.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, more books for me, you fucking dummies.
Yeah, dude.
You idiots.
Burgess Meredith
just
in
like,
that
I'm
one
not-
episode of The Twilight Zone.
I'm breaking my glasses. I don't need them.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
So like the fact that people aren't reading it, does that bring out the violent Italian in you, or does that
The fact that people are, yeah, I get upset when people read.
I'm still inside laughing. I heard Max laugh too about it. Like we're so confrontational and we won't stop crying.
Yeah,
It was
that's
such a
right.
good steer. It was like-
yeah, yeah, dude, and it's confusing. Outwardly, it's confusing. Yeah, man, but I love being here. I love being around you because you're a very pleasant
Thanks.
person.
No, you too,
There's
man.
so much anger in this,
Every time
in
I
this
see you,
job.
I just smile, and I
That's
think people
nice.
get that vibe from you too.
That's nice.
And I don't think it's because you're Italian. I think it's because you're you.
Yes.
I'm sure there's an element of that,
Yeah,
but
and there are rules to it. The whole comedy community knows if you're around me, you can smile, but you can't
yeah,
look me in the eyes. And I will hit you with my car if you do it. And that's okay. Just don't get in my way, dude. I got clips to put out.
yeah.
I'm a bitch to the algorithm.
Well, don't do that thing where you go, I'm not saying I'm connected, but
But there isn't an Italian name on the back of this jersey. And that's
So-
because he's in the ocean somewhere.
I was thinking about George Carlin's bit where he's like, the Fighting Irish.
Mhm.
That's okay. That's okay. You can just have that stereotype as a mascot. He's like, we wouldn't be cool with the bargaining Jews or the murdering Italians.
Who's
And
is
then
that?
George Carlin.
Oh, that's so
But then I was
funny.
like, I want to root for the bargaining Jews or the murdering Italians.
Kind of nice. I'd rather have that than the Bears. I'm sick of rooting for
Yeah,
bears. They don't even
an
appreciate
animal.
it.
That wouldn't even care about a football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, tell me if this is a thought. I was thinking this the other day and in the shower and on my walk, it felt like a nice thought. And then I was like, maybe that's saying nothing. I think you talk about like being able to laugh with people, even if you don't agree with them.
Yes.
I think that if we lived in a place where everyone can kind of say whatever they want all the time, but not get mad at people when there's pushback on it. And the people who push on the people who say whatever they want, if they could just understand that, you know, as a person with like free will and freedom of speech, like if we could all just understand each other more in that specific way,
right,
it would be easier to have at least productive conversations that would fix stuff.
Yeah.
Like you say whatever you want and I might not agree with it, but I understand why you're doing it, and not immediately like you're shut out forever.
Yeah.
And I know there's terrible things that you say which really shows you too much of someone.
There are deal breakers.
Of course.
Sure.
On both sides, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you know, you can't like be all rah for peace and togetherness and then completely shut people out.
Right.
That just doesn't, you know, there's too many of us for that to work.
Mm-hmm. I think it's case by case.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there's a massive arena of thought we could all kind of go in.
Yeah.
But my theory on, you know, the whole bro podcast culture, of which this is
it.
Uncut.
We're
pure.
on one right now.
You and me hate women.
That's right.
Yeah.
Poor women. Yuck. Dude, if you're ugly, fix it with money or I'm out.
And stop bitching about the male gaze.
Stop it.
Guy.
Male gaze? What about female gaze? Okay? Everyone is accepted here at New Buttons.
New buttons, motherfuckers. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I think the whole problem with that entire movement and all those guys who went to Austin and all that stuff, looking at it completely charitably, and I know most of those guys, you know, at least in passing through comedy, is like a lot of them just wanted to bring the free speech-ism of any comedy club to the world.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. Where when you have comedians in a comedy club, you're going to have a bunch of different perspectives. People are going to say stuff that just rankly offends someone in the audience constantly.
Yeah.
Their job is to make it a funny thing. This example gets brought up again and again and again, but it's because he could do it better than anyone. Patrice O'Neill would state an opinion that I would be diametrically opposed to. Like, if you just said, I believe this, I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But he made it so funny. He made his perspective, his point of view so clear.
Yeah.
It worked in a comedy setting. He didn't run for office saying that shit.
Right.
He was not changing your tires saying that shit.
Sure.
He wasn't, you know.
The guys who change your tires definitely say that.
Of course they do. You know, but I'm saying.
Not while you're on the side of the road.
I'm not talking about right-wing propaganda. I'm talking about shit of like, kind of like, you know.
Throwaway bro stuff.
Anything. But like, very, you know, not even borderline, you know, misogynistic stuff. But stuff that he made me laugh at stuff I didn't agree with.
Yeah. That
I certainly found wrong. And good comedians do that, but they also make you laugh about stuff you agree with or don't care about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they wanted to be like, there's a certain thing of like, oh, you're too sensitive. You walk out of a comedy club, but that's also not true. If you don't want to hear the shit, I get it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I had a bit about how the MAGA hat is the gayest hat of all time.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that pejorative. I mean, it's gay like two guys blowing one guy.
Right.
Because if a guy showed up with a hat and was like, I'm Steve and I'm rich, and a million guys were like, fucking I love Steve. And he put on a hat and went, wear my fucking Steve hat. And a million guys did. That's so gay.
After I suck your dick.
That's so gay. They're so gay for Steve.
Yeah.
You know, not even judging gayness.
Yeah.
And this older couple walked out and they told the club owner it was too political for them. And they might have agreed with me, and they just want to hear that right then. But I'm making fun of the hat more than I'm making fun of the movement. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
That said, you're allowed to, but to bring it all to a close, I think they loved that freedom. They love the freedom that people are just waiting for your next thing all the time.
Yeah.
And then they got this, and they have millions of listeners, and they're just like, I'm just going to talk the way I do in there. And it's like, yeah, but you can't. You have to actually. I think you're ill-served if you're not, you know, being yourself. Like us talking about how much we hate porn.
Yeah.
No, but you know what I'm saying. Like, like you have to at some point open the curtain and be like, this is what I really believe, rather than stating some fucking hackneyed thing that's going to make you money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I think some of them really believe that.
Absolutely.
I don't think all of them
cop out.
I don't think all of them move down there with the sense of like, I'm going down there for freedom of speech or whatever. I think some people move down there for the freedom of like doing comedy at a time where all the buildings were shut down.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they wanted to just do that. And I think that we're still all like fumbling through how to use the internet since the advent of the internet.
Oh, using the internet, how to sell tickets.
Yeah. Oh, mostly
since
that when it's
2000?
like the hardest to sell tickets.
Yeah, since 2020, everybody has been like, I'm not going to buy till day of.
Right.
Unless it's like, Tom or Bert.
And just know that
Dave
gives ulcers.
Yeah.
To us all the time. If you care about any comedians,
please
just buy a ticket early.
Just buy one.
Just buy one ticket.
Buy one.
1,000 times.
Yeah.
From a reseller for $400. Go to the furthest possible reaches of the internet and buy a ticket from that. Have you
found any posts that like selling and it's like there's like a VIP package and you're like, I don't have a VIP package.
I would never meet
and there's
some poor person that comes to my show. Never ever would I meet them or touch them.
I do, but then my crew rounds them up and kills them.
That's right.
We have to start. There's too many.
That's that smell at your show.
We have to start.
This is a pile of dead people in the back.
It's burning bodies.
Yeah, dude. Because you have to be efficient about it.
Yeah.
There's also this thing where we were talking about, like, you can't talk like we talk in the green room to everyone. But I think the reasoning is that if there's people at certain clubs who love it, on a phones locked away, everyone's inside, this is a special thing happening right now basis.
Yeah.
I think a younger comedian or a comedian fumbling through the internet will hear that and be like, I'm sure a lot of people won't like what I have to say, but it will find its audience because the people who loved it in that building are also listening to it in their private space, in their car, in their AirPods or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll find its audience. Obviously it has. Kill Tony was in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
And so the audience for everything exists. Just like Hannah Gatsby has an audience. Fucking Kill Tony crew will have an audience.
Yeah.
And the internet has made us accessible to everyone. And everyone's not all going to think the same way. And that's why there's never going to be a time where we match up. Or even like, there's just never going to be like one way that people think, like this utopian way. And that's why I keep going back to like, okay, how do the most of us get along working within those parameters?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like, acknowledge the fact that people in that realm exist and they're going to be like they are. And they're going to say a bunch of shit you don't agree with and push back on it if you want. Yeah. Right. And then those people make a concession and say like, you're allowed to push back as much as I'm allowed to say it. And I'm not mad at you for doing that.
Yeah.
And I would just, it kind of breaks down the more you dissect it, but I would love the internet to bring us to some kind of like consensus, even though it's not like universally shared, like a universal understanding.
Well, I read, So You've Been Publicly Shamed, that book, and went, oh, fuck. Even the people that, like one example in that book is that lady was like, I'm going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Oh, wait, I'm white. And then fucking got on a plane and landed and she was vilified, understandably.
From the airport.
What a piece of shit. But it's like, we all jumped on her, including myself. And it was kind of this thing of just like, don't like just go look at something and go, this person should die or whatever, no matter how bad the thing they said. I'm not saying like, oh, deep down there's a good person.
Yeah.
If you posted that. Okay.
Yeah,
but like,
whatever. She was going down there to share needles and no one talks about
no one talks about that. She was going to fuck anything. She said, I'll fuck anything.
She said
that was a crazy thing to say.
She said she's going to fuck needles in Africa.
I will.
That's not okay.
She's like, I fuck with a needle in each arm.
That's what she said.
Well, that was her bio.
That was
her Twitter bio.
Dude.
And it was like an AI thing for like, like writing. A writing guy.
Cool. I didn't know it was
AI. Writing a dude who was chained up and unwilling.
It's not
There's
good.
There's a little cartoon bubble next to his face that said, no.
No, don't want
Said,
it.
no, I don't want this.
No, thank you. It said,
So she was like raping AIDS out of men.
welcome back. That's the most insane
That's the name.
sentence.
That's the name of the episode.
That's the
Mike-
dude. We will be in MSG next
Mike
month.
Falzone is raping AIDS out of men.
Damn, dude.
I got flagged.
What the?
How did this get flagged?
Dude, so surprised.
Fucking libs.
What the fuck,
Dude,
Can't say anything.
The
anymore.
left has gone too far.
Dude, that's fucking wild. What a wild thing to say.
I think you and me should just walk around and be like, I got transed. And then just change the subject and talk about something else.
And just
like,
see
what
what
does that mean? How did
we
you-
don't know. You tell me what it
Tell me.
means.
You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
We're at Muffin Can Stop Us. I got transed. You tell me what that means.
Muffin can stop us.
we take
That
the we
fucking
take the
place.
train down to
I,
fucking
I
San Diego.
saw that place was called Muffin Can Stop Us, and I got mad. And it should say Muffin's going to stop us now.
I think
know?
Muffin, excuse me.
Put your gun away.
Muffin Can Stop Us. I'm all the way up. There are so many different songs about stopping us. And I really wanted to hate the fuck out of that place until I found something that I really liked.
They
And
got
the
good breakfast
are
sandwiches.
nice.
A breakfast
just
sandwich
nice.
on an English muffin is really good stuff.
Shout out Muffin Can Stop Us.
Yeah, you guys. What's up, Glendale? Yeah,
I think it's time for the tucked in tank.
it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So, a thing we do on the pod is, I talk about a tucked in tank top, which is kind of a savage way to live or be. You think about, are you tucked in already?
I'm half tucked. I'm French
Half-
tucked.
French tucked.
I'm FT'd.
First guest to be tucked at all.
FT,
So,
fucking trans.
So you think about fucking tucked and transed. Transed up, tucked.
My tank top is transed into the front
That
of my
sounds-
pants.
You think of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
With
Yes.
the, doing his drunk dance in the movie
And his pants
with the
are
two
big.
ladies, pants up this high.
Yeah.
Acrobat shoulders. You think of, I think of any number of crazy dudes in the 80s. They're like, this is how I go out at night.
Mhm.
And I get in fights and I use the F word to describe gay people, but
Yeah.
I look so fucking gay. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So it can be just be like what's your tucked in tank thought. You might have already shared it, or a memory or something that was just kind of fucking out of bounds and crazy. It could be like a bold opinion. I kind of spring it on guests. So I let them kind of decide what it is for them.
Interesting.
Like,
I have it. Your audience isn't going to like it.
okay.
Is that the point? You bring
can-
people on here to get canceled.
I mean,
for
you
a
can't,
second?
I can't be like, no, don't say that now.
Yeah.
Because whoever's listening, all like 9 of my listeners right now are like bated breath going, what's the thing?
If you have 9 listeners who are ride or die, they should be Patreon subscribers.
You hear that?
This fireplace doesn't fake light itself.
Seriously.
Okay.
This fireplace is trans.
That's right, dude.
Okay.
It used to be something else.
Yes,
This used to be an ice box.
that's right.
I have a complicated relationship with the R word.
Okay,
I'll say that.
let's talk about it.
I'm on,
Everybody's
like-
talking about it these days.
I'm on my 4th detox from
From
the R word.
Rochester,
Rochester,
New York.
Yikes.
Sorry,
Gross.
I think that guy's a little Rochester.
That guy's
I think his
acting-
mom drank a bit.
I have this joke where I'm like,
Okay,
no, never mind. I don't want to say my fucking
I've said like
shit
2 of
jokes
my
on my
jokes.
pod.
Who cares?
I know, but it's
oh,
not
you don't want to
good.
burn it?
I don't want to burn it because it's bad. I'd rather write it down and burn it.
Sure.
But I, am just very East Coast. I grew up in the 90s.
100%.
And that word is a part of my vernacular.
Yeah.
And I've also my reasoning is no one identifies as that. And it's an antiquated word.
It
so
is.
we should have it back to describe certain things that don't have. Whenever I was thinking about this the other day, this is the overarching umbrella statement
Sure.
of the R word argument.
Okay.
There are words that feel good to say
Sure.
that you describe negative things that you can't do it anymore. But it's like they were taken out of vernacular
Right.
and there's nothing that feels good to say to replace it
I see.
because of the actual smarter English. You have a good vocabulary.
Well,
There's a way to say that.
to extrapolate the actual term, the term existed before it didn't start with, say, the, so to speak, mentally impaired or someone with Down syndrome or whatever, the terms that it was used.
It started
for being mentally retarded.
Right.
There
so
was,
like,
but
you
take the
can't light
mentally
this
out,
thing on fire. So
the
it
situation,
is, therefore it
has
is
been,
that.
fire retardant, but the tard part of it,
Yeah.
the spoken part of it, has been a thing because it sounds so silly.
Yeah.
And you're talking about, like, the thing I think about is how my friend's dad was kind of like your angry man's man, and he would work on his motorcycle and he would like strip a gear and be like, fucking whore. And you're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
God,
easy. My mother's a whore.
what kind of experiences have you had with women in general?
Yeah. Yeah.
That you,
I'm never going to
when
be able to
something
fuck
doesn't
this bike
work,
for money now.
have women just fucked around on you your whole life? With Jim?
Yeah.
God damn it. No, this bike won't work.
Yeah.
Like, my wife doesn't love me anymore.
Like, my wife doesn't work.
So it's like, it's kind of like, her gears keep slipping.
And I get it, dude. And there's great arguments for either side, and I get tired every once in a while.
Well, the thing I don't like is the thing about comedy is you can literally say anything. It's just up to you to make it funny.
You're 100% right.
And
at the end of it, you don't want to make somebody feel bad.
I don't think you're going, I really want to use this word the way so many white guys are like, why can't I just say the N-word? Like, they want to so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I say that out loud, I feel terrible.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I feel like, I feel sad.
Only say it in the shower.
Yell it.
Yell it in the shower.
Oh, but it's like,
you're
it's
Italian.
this thing. It's hard of you. But, glad you said it.
Yeah.
No, but I also don't like how what Rogan was like, it's a cultural victory that we can say it now. And it's like, there's never going to be a we can all say it for any word.
You just can't.
There's never going to be a fucking, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't want this thought communism where it's like, announcing everyone can now say. It's like
over the tornado speakers.
And you're like, you're not, it's context. If you put that in like a bit and knowing who you are, people are not going to read that you don't like someone with Down syndrome. They're not going to read that.
Right.
But you're also not hoping you can skip through a park and yelling it because it could make a child very sad.
Yes.
Especially
if.
Right? They're black. Wait, where were you going?
No, we almost said it at the same time. Man, we're on the same page all the time.
I really want someone to listen to this podcast who doesn't know who the fuck either one of us are.
Perfect.
And it's like,
send it to space.
What do these fucks stand for?
Like, fuck, Austin's crazy. They think we're in Austin.
This whole podcast episode is retarded.
No, that's true. It's all valid. I personally get more bummed out than I should when somebody is made to feel bad by something that I've said.
I do too.
And there's parts of me that have to watch more, and there's parts of me that have to let go of how much I care. Right. And I don't know what the balance is.
Yeah.
Right now.
No, and I don't think we ever do. I don't think we have that what is the like all of the wrong-headed people are filled with a terrible certainty. I don't think I've ever been filled with a terrible certainty unless I have like, boy, I love that joke and that landed. And I don't care how you feel about it, but it's like, that is so fucking rare.
You're right.
The amount of times I say shit on stage and go, is this a joke?
Yeah.
Can someone let me know? I think it's fun.
Help.
Somebody, it's kind of fun. It's cool.
The older I get, I come to these little realizations. And I can never sit down and be like, I know this realization. It always strikes me somewhere. And I hope that I can retain it later.
Yeah.
And over the past couple of years, I've learned something about myself because we see so many comedians.
Yeah.
You've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for 16, 17 years.
Wow. Yeah.
You see so many comedians, and there is a joint fabric to everyone that I don't like. And it is the lack of humility and that certainty. I love a comedian who will get up there and be like, in all honesty, I'm limited in what I know.
Right.
A lot of comedians, it's a fallback to be like, I'm dumb. I'm just dumb.
Right.
Like Rogan says it. Every comedian I know, like Santino says, like, don't listen to us. We're just like trash people or
that
whatever.
drives me fucking nuts. And I love Andrew.
But it is.
Kyle Kinane says the same thing.
But it's what we like. I went to a
has.
4-year college. I only know what I know. I didn't pay attention in fuck poor people class. There's a limit to what I know.
You can just sit in.
I was trying to take it online.
Just come on in.
Phoenix online.
Just come sit in. You don't have to pay. You're rich.
But when people get up there and they're like, no, this is what the fuck it is. Listen up. And if you don't like it, you're our word.
Yeah.
I'm always like, dude, you don't know. And it's making you inherently unlikable to think that like your way is the only way because you're fucking 22 or whatever. You don't know shit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know shit about life. And
I anytime I think, oh no, why aren't I doing as well? You know, the comparison is a thief of joy thing we all kind of do for at least from time to time.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a comic older than me years ago and getting on stage, and he went into a tirade about how his agent couldn't get him a Netflix special.
So relatable.
And he's been doing comedy for like 30 years, and I'm just like, shut the do you think anyone cares?
Yeah. Did you sell out this building?
Nobody gives a living shit. Most people don't. I know who you are because I'm a comedy nerd.
Yeah.
But it was just this thing of like, I know that's bothering you.
Yeah.
But you got to find something people will give a living shit about.
Or like talk about your truth, but make it relatable.
Yeah.
That's not a
shit on the people that are getting them creatively.
Sure.
Whatever.
Sure.
That's not what I would do, but like, that's more interesting than you bitching about how, but I'm great.
Nobody wants to hear that.
No.
Everyone comes to the building that we work in because they want to spend their hard-earned money on an enjoyable theater-esque experience. That's why we perform our jokes, and maybe like we don't have to teach them something every time they're there. No. They're not going to fuck poor people class. They're going to the Chuckle Hut. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And it's like a communal experience. And the more you put yourself, and I'm not telling anyone how to do their act. If this is your thing, I truly don't care. I'm just saying I, as a consumer of comedy, like when I'm watching a flawed human being, because we're all flawed human beings.
Oh, yeah.
And our job is self-awareness. Our job is maximum self-awareness and observation at all times.
Sure.
So if you get up there and you fuck the self-awareness right off by saying, I'm perfect and you're an idiot. I don't get it unless you're doing it in jest. And then if you're like, I'm just a flawless person.
Yeah.
I completely disconnect from everything you're saying.
Yeah. I think that's why I really hate politicians who want to get a certain end and they make a blanket statement that's entirely untrue. Mm-hmm. You know? Like right now, we all know Chicago's a killing zone.
Everybody in Chicago's doing killing.
What the fuck are you talking about? And it's not just the big one.
Yeah,
you know, people say like we're all aware.
Yeah,
that when they have a comedian has a premise that I'm like that doesn't hold any water at all.
Why can't Trump get on TV and be like the sun's too hot?
We're going to get there.
Let's get there, dude. Let's shoot the sun.
We're going to get there.
Send the troops to the sun.
My favorite is right now is the people in California are leaving their garage doors open so that they don't get ripped off. They don't get their garage doors damaged.
By what? The hoodlums?
The hoodlums. They just let the people steal shit from their garage so they just save their garage doors.
They're letting the people steal.
I love it. He's like a freestyle rapper that's terrible.
Yeah.
That like gets up there and is just like, here's the thing.
Yeah, talking about the world, but he's never been anywhere.
Imagine you at any moment can snap your fingers and you'll play 5 stadiums at once and you have no material. Every time. You're like, I'm just going to go back.
I would love it.
I'm going to go work it out.
You know I would love it.
You would love that. You would love that.
That's a bad example. I should not be president, though.
No, you should be a comedian.
That's right.
You are. Anything to plug?
I have so many things to plug.
Okay, plug, dude.
I had a special come out with 800 Pound Gorilla, which is it's all jokes. It's called Come to Find Out.
Nice.
I had a crowd work. I'm doing this thing where I travel around the country and I do crowd work specials, but about one thing in particular.
Oh, nice. Great.
So I went to Chicago, which is a crime-ridden war zone.
It really is.
The sun has taken over Chicago. But I did the special called "What's Your Favorite Thing,"
Okay.
where I went to the lodge, Lincoln Lodge.
Yeah, Lincoln Lodge.
I fucking
Shout out to
love
Mark
that
Geary.
place,
Mark
dude.
Geary. Yeah.
Dude, big fan of that guy.
Yeah.
Any little guy
He was-
with a little
he
accent.
he was my guy from when the day one in Chicago.
That's
when we
so
all
cool,
started.
man.
Yeah, that's so far he goes back.
Is that where you came up?
So I started comedy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love having this conversation with people, but I feel like it's a hack podcast thing. How'd you get your start?
Yeah.
But like, I'm such a fan of you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Like, I would love to talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's start it over.
Let's
Start the
start-
timer over. But I have that, and you could watch that for free. I'm starting to put the surrounded shows on my YouTube, youtube.com/Mike Falzone, where I have been since the beginning of time.
Yeah, man, and you're killing it. The stuff you put out is awesome and worth the watch and the
Thank
listen.
you, brother.
It's very enjoyable.
I appreciate that. And if you want to see Surrounded live, it's usually first Friday of the month at the Hollywood Improv. All my dates are on MikeFalzone.com. By the time this comes out, it's probably weeks down the line.
Yeah,
right?
probably in like a month and a half from now.
So if you're in New York, if one of the 9 of you are in New York and you want to go to the Stand on 10/22, we're doing one there and another one on November 13th for the New York Comedy Fest. And I have my own podcast, Dynamic Banter, which I'd love to have you on at some point. My friend Steve Zaragoza. And
Awesome.
stuff all the time.
Thanks for coming on the pod, man.
So happy to
Great
be here.
tank
Thank you
top.
for having me.
Fuck the poor.
Fuck the. Go on, put it on the screen.
Let's do it.